Alright guys, gonna be showing you how to dominate on Cho'Gath jungle. Main thing, make sure you pick him against a jungler you know you can solo. Things like tank junglers and melee junglers in general, Cho'Gath can solo in 1v1s. Believe it or not, Cho'Gath jungle solos are actually hella strong. I think he's highly underutilized in low mid elo. People in low mid elo understand that Amumu is OP, but they don't really understand that Cho'Gath is OP as well. You're gonna be starting Eve for your first ability, and you're gonna be dropping a mute all. Very important to mute everybody. Now tank items did get nerfed pretty damn hard in the last patch, to where I think you want to just go chem tank on Cho jungle at this point. Like Sunfire is not bad, but chem tank for getting to people, especially if you have a stronger front line, is the way to go. They don't have a very big front line. Your E is a really strong auto attack resetter, so normally with the camps it's just auto attacking the E. Nice. We're gonna walk up. Q, auto attack. It's going to cancel out a bit of his auto animation on the first one. So the thing about Omnistone is it scales really well, and Cho'Gath can use all of the Omnistone exceptionally well. He's one of the few champions where, whether it's a Predator, Hellblades, like no matter what, he's just kick ass with it. I'm going to kite that out, pull it over here, hit it with the E. Make sure your E's hitting the whole camp, just depending on where you're positioning. For your secondary runes, you're normally going to want to go for the Ultimate Hunter. It's super important, and then you typically go for Cheap Shot. You can apply that easily with your E. The main junglers you're not going to want to pick Cho against are ranged junglers. Things like Elise, Graves, Kindred will eat your lunch. And they won't be very apologetic about it, so I highly recommend avoiding that. If you want to fight for Scuttle Crab, you're going to do a 5 camp clear. If you don't, typically you go for a 6 camp clear. Against 𝐒𝐻𝐂𝐈, I have lane prio, so I'm actually down to go fight him. Another nice thing about 𝐒𝐻𝐂𝐈 jungle is he stays full HP pretty much all the time, since whenever he kills anything, he gets a bunch of mana and HP back. That is one of the big perks of playing him. There's really no way to die to your own camp, so if you struggle with your HP in the jungle, I would highly recommend picking up 𝐒𝐻𝐂𝐈. It can do a lot of good for you. I'm going to finish this guy off. We're going to go ahead, we'll use the biscuit in our refill. We'll heal all the way back up. We still have a smite charge. If we would smited it, we would have been full HP. But now we are ready for Scuttle Crab. Spawns in at 3:15, so we're about 4 or 5 seconds late. He won't be on it yet, though. He'll probably be coming from right there, I would imagine. I do have top prio, so I kind of want to fight him. We're going to be going for an E-max first for our clears in 1v1s. He's actually not here. I'm shocked. I do not know what his clear route was. I assume he started bot with his bot lane and then just full cleared up, and then he should have still been on his Gromp when I walked up there, but he wasn't there. So we're just going to cross through. It looks like Zoroark's trying to push, so we'll help him push real quick. If you're going to help your teammates shove like this, try not to take the minions. You're going to tilt them. Plus, they're going to need the gold if they're going to match their laner. Now this is going to allow Cho'Gath to roam with me to scuttle. It's going to allow him to back if he wants to back to buy an item. And it forces Zed not to roam. He has to come back to lane. So yeah, it actually looks like he got the scuttle. That sucks. So our initial route got cucked pretty hard there. It doesn't look like we have anything to gank there either, since the Scuttle Crab's there. We'll just end up farming. Farming till 6. Worst case scenario on Cho'Gath isn't the end of the world. Your ganks are... If you can't come up behind the enemies, your ganks are relatively weak because you're slow. Even though you have a lot of CC, you're very slow. So if the enemies are already under their turret and they're full HP, it's usually not a good opportunity for Chode. Once you're level 6, that changes, but pre-6, if it's not a free gank, you're just going to revert to farming, since his farms are so healthy, and they're relatively fast, all things considered. One nice thing about Cho is the true damage on his R. Even if it's a tank, your R does exceptional damage. Gonna hit it with an E, hit the whole thing with a Q. Walk to the back. You don't even really need to use your W on your camps. It doesn't speed it up that much. Especially in these earlier levels, I primarily just use my E. I try to keep my W up most of the time versus my camps, just in case the enemy shows up. Having that silence is really huge for outplays and taking them down. Pull this guy out. Since we are taking biscuits, because we don't really need futures market, you can go futures if you want. I'm not a fan because it costs gold to take the loan out, so it's kind of I'm not a huge fan. The nice thing about the biscuits is the lower you are on HP or mana, the more it gives you back. So if you're almost dead and you're fighting someone to the death, you pop a biscuit and you'll win the 1v1. It's really strong in that sense. So typically you want to try to keep one on you at all times, especially in the early game. I need to come over here. Zed's low. He could bait this out though, for sure. I'm gonna flash silence, knock him up, hit him with an E. Before you use your Q, you want to slow them, or you're gonna want to before you use your Q, you want to slow them with your E, or you want to silence them. Otherwise, they're gonna flash it or dodge it. There, I flash silenced the Zed, then knocked him up. He couldn't flash out of my Q or anything since he was silenced there. I think I can kill this guy. Zed's gonna collapse. R. Ooh, got him. I need to get out of here. Nice, nice, nice. I was tracking him with the Oracle lens. One nice thing about Oracles is they don't know you're using it. If I were to lay a ward over the wall, he would clearly know I'm there. But the Oracles, I could kind of watch him through the shadows. And he has no idea. It doesn't tell them, oh, someone's shimmering on you right now. I think I'm dead. That freaking sucks, man. Yeah, it sucks. Oh, I greeted out and I stayed. I thought he'd go back mid lane since the wave was closer to him, but... Oh, he went for the chase down. That's unfortunate. Alright, we got our bombies now. We're going to go for our Negatron cloak. We can't really afford it outright, but we also have free boots, so... We're just where we're at right now. With your ultimate, you can use it against non-epic monsters. You can just use it against minions and monsters to get stacks. You can only do that up to 6 times, though. So ideally, every time you ultimate, you want to be on an epic monster or a champion. But if you know if you don't have any gank in the near future, you generally just will use it on your monsters here. So looking at bot lane, our wave's shoving to them, and the enemies are low. So I'll watch it close, but I don't think we're gonna be able to gank this. We'll go see if Scuttle's up. Is Scuttle up? Okay, they've taken this. We're probably not gonna be able to gank. Okay, never mind. We have the plant. I'm gonna go for it. The plant changed everything. Otherwise, I'd have to walk through the Scuttle vision. I'm just going to run this guy down, knock him up, silence, hit him with E. I'll finish him off with my R. Ideally, I save it for this guy, but I really wanted that kill. Very nice. And you see, we got to use several keystones there. Omni Stone's huge on Cho'Gath in teamfights or in ganks because you get to use several keystones. Even though you don't get to choose them, Cho'Gath can use all of them very easily. If 𝐒𝐿𝐺AT's lucky, if 𝐒𝐿𝐺AT's really lucky, he didn't show up. We had a really good pinch on them. A big mistake people will make, particularly in low mid elo, is when they have Scuttle Crab vision, they'll play really far up, but they don't take into account that at 520 the blast cone spawns in. So if you do have Scuttle vision, you normally want to drop a ward over the wall right here and break the blast cone because you'll bait yourself feeling super secure with it. It's kind of like locking your door and feeling safe, but at the same time you left your window open. So it's kind of like, you were never really safe to begin with there. So you normally just drop your ward right here, break both of these plants, cuck off the gank options. We just ran past our Gromp there. I kind of want to reset for my full item. I'll use my R on Gromp. Pretty much already finished off this camp. Our R should be back up. It's on a relatively low cooldown for our next gank. But we can afford our full turbo chem tank here. Bot lane's not looking particularly gankable. I'll just R it. Your R does way more to minions than it does to minions and monsters than it does to champs. I don't want to gank this. I'd rather just waste 𝐒𝐿𝐺AT's time. If you're sitting on a full item, and my summoners are all on cooldown as well. A good option here would be if I genuinely thought we could kill them, or if it was worth the time, you just go back bot. But since we have no bot camps up, it could be a huge potential waste. So a better option is actually just going topside for Herald, or just clearing towards 𝐒𝐿𝐺AT's jungle. 𝐒𝐿𝐺AT is behind in gold overall, even though he has more CS. He hasn't been ganking as much. So he's likely not to have full items since he also went for Tiamat, since 𝐒𝐿𝐺AT has to rush Tiamat down. With all that being said, 𝐒𝐿𝐺AT won't be full item, and we can just show up in his jungle. You're going to max W before Q as well. It gives you way more per level than Q. Your W silence duration increases, then the cooldown gets lower. Your Q only gets higher damage. What do we have here? Yeah, top lane looks gankable. I think 𝐒𝐿𝐺AT's coming. Garen just warded, but he's not going to respect it. We have open vision of him. We're going to chem tank straight at him. We're gonna run up, slow him, silence. We're gonna Q. We didn't quite have the damage for R. I thought maybe Mordekaiser had flash or something. That was a bit of a waste of my R though. They'll be red when your R can kill them. That is unfortunate. I have 2 E's. Silence him. Oh, and he went over it. That didn't kill him. No way. Did my E not go off? He must have dodged the Vorpal spikes, because when I autoed him, the Vorpal spike should have definitely killed him there. I think Zed's going to kill me now. Oh, I hate Zed so much. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cho'Gath flashed our Vorpal spikes there. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I got you, Dr. Mitch. I'm on the Chode. On the big fat Choder. And we already have 3 ultimate stacks. Not bad. Every time your Turbo Chem Tank is up, you want to try to look for a gank, especially if you can come up behind them. For your first boots, they're really AD heavy. We'll go Tabbies. Plated Steel Caps is what they call them this season. Blue buff's coming up. We can go gank bot and then full clear into our jungle. Cho'Gath has no flash. It's on the same timer as us. Their bot's fairly gankable though. No real dashes yet. Once Jhin has Gale Force, obviously that changes. Doesn't always go that though. Depends. This is awkward to gank here. They have the wave in a really weird spot. Is this warded? Yeah, it is. Use an auto attack resetter. We still couldn't pinch it though. I'm gonna chem tank this down. They're not respecting my gank at all. Auto attack E reset. We're gonna arm. Got our permanent stack. That was just really greedy. We have Predator here too. We can Predator for this. Yeah, we're just tanking it for Yasuo. We took 3 turret shots. It took them 10 years to kill that guy. It looks like we almost got away with it. Cho'Gath's not over here, but Zed is missing. I wasn't paying attention to where Zed was at all, so I'm scared because he's killed us both of our deaths. Okay, there he is. I can just go farm it up now. And the funny thing is, by the time I get back into my jungle, my R is going to be up again. The best rolls you can get for your, in terms of ganks, is Predator. Predator and Hella Blades is typically your best ganking keystones you can roll on your Omni Stone. In terms of 1v1s, it's usually press the attack and Hella Blades. Just keep that in mind. The rest are just kind of average overall, just very neutral. Could have used R on the blue buff there. I'll just use it on the Gromp. Knock these guys up. Our Turbo Chem Tank is going to be up here soon. It may be very tempting for you to go Ingenious Hunter for the Turbo Chem Tank, which is viable. In my opinion, Ultimate Hunter's better as a whole, since Cho'Gath is so R reliant. I think having his R on a lower cooldown is better than Turbo Chem Tank. Turbo Chem Tank is such a low cooldown in general that it's up for a lot of your ganks. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Oh, they're all over here. I might just blue smite him if he gets too close. Cho'Gath has a lot of CS. That champion farms really, really fast. Looks like they might... Oh, he took my red buff. That rat. I'll go top. This looks free. Other than him warding right there. If Moore just ults him, I can get in there. I need Moore to ult him like right now, though. Yeah, Moore didn't bother. He's saving it for next game. That's fine. He probably didn't even realize that was worded, so it happens, dude. I think Moore could actually solo him at that point with an R. We'll just R the Gromp here. Get as many ult stacks as we can. Now we're at 6, and if you hold down shift, you can see we can use it. Wait, I'm not even on the right ability. We can use it 3 more times on normal minions and monsters. That's pretty good. We gotta go mid. It's looking free. He's low. And we have cannon wave. Should be free turret. Can't do much about it. Garen's forcing it all in. I can go top here. My R's up. If he stays, then I'll kill him. Yeah, I can't how much I can do about that. Did Garen just actually word again? I think he did. Okay, thank God he didn't. This is a free kill. My 𝐒𝐿𝐴nk's coming up. He does have tier 2 boots. I'm gonna have to blue smite him. Run him down. EM. That's frustrating. He flashed away. I have Predator though, baby. 𝐒𝐿𝐴nk. I'm gonna flash away. Blue smite him. We're so fast. I don't know who's over there, so I'm just gonna run top. 𝐿𝐴nk could potentially be pinching me there. I don't think he is though. We're in a pretty good spot to carry this. That was really lucky rolling your Predator there. It's one of the perks of Omni Stone. Is Rek'Sai good? Dark core player? Rek'Sai is alright. I'd recommend her more for higher elo than for low mid elo because she falls off so hard. Got our plated steel caps, and we're gonna go for more speed. We're gonna go wing moon plate and just pick up more. Cho'Gath, it's all about movement speed and tankiness. Your R is what's gonna be doing the bulk of your damage. You're for the CC and your R. That's about it. That is what we're looking for. You can even pick up an hourglass. It wouldn't be that bad against their team. I could dodge a lot of the brand damage. We have Predator here off of our Omni Stone. We're going to go ahead and use that here in a second. You need to be... Alright, we can use it now. We have vision of them, and they're within that side of the circle you see on the minimap. We'll use our R on them. Every time it's up, use it on a champ, if possible. That's another permanent stack. Our 𝐒𝐿𝐴nk is on cooldown. Looks like Malphite's going to pick it up regardless. Mordekaiser just keeps dying top over and over. I may have to back to guard that. The bigger you get, and especially once you have your Balmy Cinder item, you don't really have to use your Q or your W on your camps anymore. You can clear the camps since you're E-max just fine with your E and your Balmy Cinder item. Especially if you don't know where the enemy jungler is, or if you don't think you can solo them, you'll want to keep your Q and W up in the mid-late game. There was one time where he fell off though. Yeah, sounds about right. Cho'Gath doesn't really fall off. Cho'Gath's main weakness, like we talked about, is he can't play against ranged junglers like Kindred or Graves or Elise. But in terms of scaling, he's really good at all points in the game. Since they couldn't see me, I could throw out a max range Q fairly confidently. That sucks. I'm gonna die off that. I have my Deadmans now, and I can get their team's pretty much full AD. They're mostly AD. Now I can go for a Thornmail, and then I can get more movement speed off of Force of Nature. I've been really liking that build on a lot of tanky melee champions. Deadmans with Force of Nature, it gets you on top of the enemies and keeps you alive. Even though we died there, we at least got a kill plus another ultimate stack. We're at 9 now. Our ultimate is doing 670 damage to champions, and it's giving us a bunch of HP. 120 per stack. It's a lot. I'll take it. We are moving out. I'll show you the base here in a second. We have the base movement speed. So our base movement speed right now with no 𝐒𝐿𝐴nk or anything is 469. That is fantastic. It's really, really fast. It's all that Deadman's doing the work there. Deadman's is a bit overpowered in my opinion. Because of that reason. If you have Deadman's and they don't have it, they generally can't keep up with you. You just zoom past them. Looking for a pick. Ultimates. I don't want to use it here because I feel like I need to get over there. Looks like Moore's just going to die again, most likely. I think Garen's going to run back to his wave. At least he got some Garen stuff out of the way, though. I need to get to Garen and hit him to stop his healing from his passive. Holy mother god, why is he so fast? Did you see how fast Garen was? I slowed him and he literally zoomed. That's insane. What a nutty champ. I'll go ahead and R this. We still have 2 more Rs we can use on normal minions or monsters. You just hold down shift. You can check it out. Or you can just remember if you have a big brain. Free dragon for us. We have dragon. I mean, their red buff up here. We can go ahead and snag that. Garen removed the slow with his Q. It's a big part of it. He also sped up off of his mythic item. Stay on top of him with our E slows, silence into knock up. We already had him slow, so it's pretty easy to land the Q. You need to keep your boots in a spot where you can easily press them, since you'll roll predators sometimes. So make sure you keep your boots in a comfortable spot. So knock up, silence into E. Fat R. I need to flash out. Not like this. Oh, come on, dude. That sucks. That's a lot of damage. Cho'Gath did... His R is based on your maximum health, I'm pretty sure. Like when you're down to like 10% HP. So his R was 1200 damage. Holy shit, that's a lot. We're gonna go ahead, pick up a Bramble Vest, cut into their healing a bit. A lot of them are really auto attack based, even the Garen a little bit with his Q. Or we could just go for more HP. It's a tough call, but I think going for the Bramble Vest is worth it just to cut HP. I don't think it's worth to go Dark Seal on Cho'Gath jungle in general, since you are a tank. Oftentimes in team fights, you will die. So Dark Seal and Mejai's typically isn't worth it on him. Now, if your team's ahead and you guys are winning fights hard enough to where you're not dying, you don't really need it anyway. So ultimately, Dark Seal isn't that important on him. RR, we can use it one more time on normal minions and monsters. We're at 12 stacks. Good stuff. We have our turbo chem tank ready to use. Just waiting bush. I need Xerath to come over here. Like right here, Xerath can just R. Having champions that can follow up on your chem tank engages is really big. I'm surprised how did he get that far away though? Like the Zed got so far away, it's kind of incredible. He jumped away, but he was zooming. I'm surprised he's that fast. If you lose vision, you do lose the chem tank speed up, which kind of sucks. So that did cuck us a little bit there. That was a defensive Q, just trying to get him off us. I'm going to silence the brand. I missed my silence. He folded back into the wall. Trying to get vision for my Xerath to R. Nice, he got a pick. We got this guy out of position. We're going to silence him. Knock him up. Press R. He's dead. Going to blue smite Garen and try to get away from him. It's kind of impossible. We'll just keep kiting it back. His R did a whopping 1,000 true damage. The next time you guys complain about a Cho'Gath R, just remember, Garen's R just did 1,000 true damage to me. That's more damage than my R even does. My R right now only does 719 damage to champs, so Garen's R actually just out-damaged mine. Very impressive. Cho'Gath did a lot of true damage as well, since I believe he had red buff, and he has KingStix. So I took a lot of true damage there. But at the end of the day, we tanked a lot for our team. We got another permanent ultimate stack, so we're doing our job. We are doing it. We need Force of Nature at this point. A little bit more movement speed, a little bit of magic resist. They have a little bit of magic damage with the brand, especially if he can play a little bit more backline in these fights. We're going to need a little bit of MR. After Force of Nature, we can finish off the Thornmail and then maybe go like Stone Plate or something. Stone Plate's... Ooh, I'm going to run this guy down. That's an R. That's also why you normally go Blue Smite on Cho jungle, so you can slow them and speed yourself up to connect your E slow into silence knock up. That was an accident. Dragon is coming up. Ooh. He flashed my silence. Nice. Silence. Very good. That's honestly GG. Their only chance of winning this was to kind of get Dragon Soul. Even if they... Like, if we get it, they definitely can't win. There's just no way. I kind of want to wait for my R. Make sure if you want to use your R on it and it's on cooldown, you ping it so your teammates might actually think about that. It's doing 1200 to monsters, 1270. There we go. Just keep an eye on it. You don't want to R2 early. You're going to completely waste it and not get the stack. Champs at 758. The nice thing about champions is they blink bright red when your R will actually kill them. A lot of times you'll still want to hit them, because if they hit a potion or if they get healed right as you're pressing your R, you won't get the stack, obviously. So sometimes I'll just pinch him with one more auto before I do it, just to make certain that no shenanigans happen. So like, for example, let's say your R does 1000 damage, they're at 1000 HP. It'll blink red, but by the time you press it, they've already healed past your R's threshold. My R is on cooldown. I don't really want to use Chem Tank without it. We have very little kill pressure without it. Level 16 is a huge power spike for Cho. We just slowed him with our E. Holy cow, that was a big slow. They're all hiding under turret. We can let 𝐒𝐿𝐿 keep poking. Nice. I actually got the kill with my Dark Harvest on my W. That's amazing. I need to flash out of that one. That was not going to go well for me. They had to just hit me like 200 more damage and then 𝐒𝐿𝐿 could R. Once you're low like this, you can play backline and you just peel. Like you can stand like this and you can silence and knock up. But I think at this point we just back because the rest low. I kind of need to heal off of these. Yeah, Garen's trying to kill me right now, so we're just going to play backline. We're going to throw in Qs. We knocked up the Zed. Especially, it's mainly if they have execute abilities. If Garen's R is an execute, the Cho R is an execute, and it forces us to play back. That's fine, though. Cho'Gath can peel pretty well. We have one more R we can use on minions and monsters. Ooh, there's Bran. I don't even know what we're waiting around for. We're in a really weird spot. That was my last R stack I could use on normal minions and monsters. Thank you for the kind words. Killed by JD. There's not much action going on right now. It's one of the few times during stream videos where I could take a peek at chat. We have 16 stacks. Our R is doing a whopping 770. Like we said though, Cho'Gath really power spikes on level 16, because then every stack does even more damage, and since we're at 16, it's a pretty big deal. Very big deal. We're going to go ahead and reset here. We can get full force of nature, an extra 5% movement speed, and shield that decays. It's a shield that decays. I don't know if that's worth it on Cho'Gath. On Cho'Gath, you want extra HP for your R. You don't really want shield, so I guess we'll go Warmogs. Warmogs is probably the move here. Randuin's is a good option as well. Force of Nature is not bad, but I do miss the old stone plate. The old Gargoyle stone plate, since it doubled your HP essentially, it gave your essentially doubled your R damage. It's fantastic. Silence him, knock him up, R, he's dead. Predator doesn't give you movement speed unless you have vision of them, so. Wait, I didn't buy Warmogs, did I? No, I bought Force of Nature. So that damage might actually stick. Throwing out max range Qs usually don't land. I'm just doing it to try to back up the 𝐒𝐿𝐿. Got the pick on Bran with that. Man, I'm out of water. I'm so thirsty right now. R up in 14, Chem Tank up in 40. We could easily dive this. Like that Hell Blade slow, that's pretty nasty. Popped off 3 autos instantly. Now we're on phase rush. It just gives you the keystones back so fast. Ooh, I see how I R'd him, but he healed right as I R'd. That's the issue. Silence him, knock him up. He flashed. Yeah, that R would have been a fat, juicy stack for us. Feels bad. Let's go for the dragon. We're nearly at level 16. We'll try to grab that here. And then our R instead of 837 right now. Check it out. So 837. Check it out now.
Oh.
1080, baby.
Do you think you could play another Elise game? Your last video with her ended super early because you were fed. You said she was pretty good right now.
Yo, thank you for the 3 bones, man. I appreciate the dono. In terms of release, yeah, I should do another one. One thing about early game champions is generally you don't want to play them late game. So when I play the early game champ and I get ahead, I just end the game. But yeah, I could do a longer one. It was a bit short. I'm gonna R him here. Bada boom. 1000 damage. Now my R does as much as Garen's does to me. Oh, this is not good. I don't like that at all. I do not like our position here. I can't get to this guy. Nice. 𝐒𝐻𝐂 can though. I don't think they can fight us, and since we have Dragon Soul, I think their only option at this point is to surrender. Once, because our comp isn't bad. Now, since the fact that we have Yasuo bot, that's not good. But with 𝐒𝐻𝐂 mid, we outrange their whole team to where they can't really match our backline. 𝐒𝐻𝐂's the best backline champ in the game, just about. Predator this scrubberino down. Whee! The squishies, your are pretty much one-shot squishies. You just gotta hit him a few times at this point. Oh, that's not good. I'm dead. I'm dead, but they'll probably kill Mord off of it. Not ideal to die there, though. Mord got the kill. He died for it. We can just pull back, regroup, and end. It's actually very common for games to go late game on Cho'Gath. I find since his... Even though he's... Oh, God. I guess they must be a duo. They both disconnect at the same time. Even though Cho'Gath's solos are really strong against melee champions, he can't really end the game like champions like Graves or at least can't early game. So a lot of your games will float into the 30 minutes. Cho'Gath's pretty strong then anyway, so... The reason I say that is it's surprising how many opportunities you get to get quite large and to be impactful. Yo, what's going on, Goose Smurfs? We have their mid inhib. Our best play is to take bot inhib and top turret, and then probably just Baron and end. 2 of our players are disconnecting though. This game could get bumpy. We're gonna have to play around 𝐒𝐻𝐂 heavily. Very heavily. The Urgot and the Garens. Max health true damage is being a bit of an issue. I will say, even if you're playing against a melee jungler, don't pick Cho jungle if they have a Vayne. If they have a Vayne, it is not good. You just take too much damage. I need vision. I can't see shits. 𝐒𝐻𝐂 missed most of that there. We really need to get on the bot inhib. I'm on hella blades right now. Zed's looking for a pick. We're not gonna give it to him. Malphite has his passive and the Dragon Soul. It's kind of funny. Alright, time to run him down. Silence him. Use the R. Yeah, it's over. That was just too much. I'm walking the R into my teammates. I'm trying to hit the minions to heal up, though. Very nice. Yeah, we don't have any minions here, so probably just have to pull out. Unless 𝐒𝐻𝐂 can keep them on base. Landed the knock-up. He's dead. Might be able to run the Garen down here. Yeah, Garen no R. Silence and knock-up. Can't quite pinch it, though. Garen's so freaking fast, bro. That champion's Usain Bolt on steroids. And that's how you play some Cho'Gath jungle and carry, guys. If you enjoyed this Cho jungle guide, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you hadn't had a chance yet, come chat and chill live on stream. My name is KingStix. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.